Get cash instantly with a VA loan cash out refinance. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Jeff Trevarthen, Jeff the Mortgage Pro. Thanks so much for joining me. Today, we're looking at, again, my favorite subject, VA loans, and in particular, in this instance, VA cash out refinances. So in several other videos, I've talked about VA IRRRLs, which are the interest rate reduction loans. Those are limited paperwork, but what happens if you need some money? You can actually do a cash out on your VA loan, and it's fairly simple and it's fairly straightforward and a little bit easier than doing just a conventional loan. So let's look at this in some instances. So a VA-backed cash out refinance loan lets you replace your existing loan, your existing VA loan, with a new one under some different terms. So why would you want one of these loans? Well, there's two main reasons. You want to take out some equity to pay off debt, pay for school, make home improvements, or take care of other needs that you may have for the cash. So definitely a reason is to take out money. That's why you would want to do this type of loan. And then the second one, you want to refinance a non-VA loan into a VA-backed loan. So even if you're not taking any money out, let's say you have a conventional loan or an FHA loan and you want to use your VA loan benefit and you want to switch it over to a VA loan, it's still considered a cash out refinance, even if you're not getting any extra money, because you are converting it to a VA-backed loan. So you still need to do most of the requirements that we needed to do for a VA loan to be able to get one of those. So those are the two main reasons why you would want to do a VA cash out refinance. So all these three things must be true. There's three of them. You must qualify for a VA-backed home loan with your certificate of eligibility. And this is automatically pulled whenever you apply for a mortgage loan with me. We go out and get that for you really quickly, and we'll be able to tell you if you're eligible for a VA-backed loan right away. Number two, you meet the VA's and the lender standards for credit, income, and any other requirements. So just like applying for any loan, you're going to need to make sure that you meet the minimum requirements for that. And we can talk about those different requirements in a different video, or you can just reach out to me and we can talk about those on the phone. And then lastly, you have to live in the home that you're refinancing. So just like any type of a VA loan or a government loan, if you don't live in the property, then you're not able to use this one in particular. So you have to live in the property. For example, if you bought a property with a FHA loan and then you moved out of it, you cannot use the VA cash out loan when this property is now considered an investment property. It has to be a property that is your primary residence. Okay, let's look at how can I get a VA-backed cash out refinance loan. So there's a couple steps, and these are very similar to what you would do if you're going to try to do any type of loan. So find a lender. So you're already found one. If you're watching this particular channel on this particular video, I am a lender and I can help you out with a VA cash out refinance loan. Number two, you want to request your certificate of eligibility. And again, like I mentioned before, if you are applying with me, we're going to go out and get that for you. If you don't have one or we can't find one, we're going to ask you to go to the VA, your local VA office, and just request one, and they should be able to pull one up for you. Number three, give the lender, that's me, all of the documentation that we request. You know, typically we're looking at paycheck stubs from your most recent 30 days, your W-2s from the last 2 years, copies of your federal tax returns for your last couple of years. Those are if necessary. Sometimes we don't need those. Any asset statements or 2 months of your most recent asset statements. Make sure you have any reserves required, or we have an account to deposit the balance into. Okay. And then number four, once you get started with all that stuff, we get your paperwork. We're going to start processing your loan. We're going to go forward. We're going to order an appraisal. So cash out refinance is different than a VA IRRRL in that you need to get a new appraisal on the property, because we are converting a loan to a VA loan, or we're also converting it to we're getting cash out. So we're going to need an appraisal to determine what the value of the property is. So how much can we loan you based on that new value of the property? Remember, it's called a notice of value when you get that appraisal back from your lender on a VA loan. And then in some instances, depending on where you live and what state you live in, we're going to have to order a new termite inspection. And then any Section 1 things that need to be completed, repairs have to be completed before we can actually get you the loan when we're doing a VA home loan appraisal. And sometimes it comes back that there's nothing that you have to do. Sometimes there's a little bit of work. Sometimes there's a lot of work. But in order to do a VA cash out refinance, you have to have the termite inspection if it's required for your particular state or your particular area. And then you want to make sure that step number 5 is that you follow all of our instructions. You get us your paperwork, and we're going to get everything from title and escrow or the attorneys, and we're going to make sure that we do all that stuff. The fees are fairly minimal. You're going to have title and escrow fees. You're going to have a funding fee in some instances, if applicable. If you're exempt from the funding fee, obviously you don't have to pay one of those. We typically waive our lender fee, so you don't have to pay a lender fee when you're working with us. For veterans, that's how we give back to you as mortgage lenders. And then lastly, once we're all completed with the process, appraisal looks good, we've gone through underwriting, everything looks good there, termite inspection is clean, we've got any necessary repairs done, ready to close your loan. And then once we're ready to close your loan, we're going to get that money wired into your bank account, and you're going to be the benefit of a VA cash out refinance. So just like most mortgage loans, let's say you close on the 15th of the month. When you close, you'll pay interest from the 15th of the month to the end of the month. And then your first payment is not due that following first of the month. It's due 1 month later. So typically about 45 days later if you're going to close on the 15th. Okay, if you have any questions at all about your cash out VA loan, I want to be the one that helps you. Make sure that you reach out to me. I look forward to helping you with your next VA cash out refinance. Have a great day.